This conference will now be recorded.
For about 2 or 3 years really now, we've been working with the guys at Aphix, and we came across their platform and were very, very impressed with not just the individual areas of functionality that it provides, which Graham will go into in a bit more detail, but the way in which, very similar to Business One, it binds everything together and gives you that sort of consistency and continuity right throughout in terms of your sort of sales and promotional sort of media. So I'm going to hand over to Graham. He'll take us through the platform with some of the options that are available, but then we'll focus very heavily on the actual Sales Presenter mobile application. Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, James. So I just confirm everybody can see my screen and hear me okay. Is that okay, Mike?
Yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. So as James said, thanks very much for your interest, first of all. You've got myself, I'm the CEO of Aphix Software, and Eleanor, who's based just outside Preston, who's our UK head of sales. So you've got both of us on the line. I'll bring you through this. Perhaps what we might do is do a small number of slides just to set the context, because as James has said, what we do is wider than just this mobile application. It is a full platform that gives your business many options into the future. But I'll keep that piece short. Feel free at that point then, if you want to come in and ask some questions, happy to do that. And then we'll move into the demo on the Aphix SalesRep app. And equally, since this is a dedicated demonstration for you, I'm very happy for you to interrupt me if you need and ask any question you like. Okay?
Okay, great.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks very much. So, as James said, we're partners with Achieva, and that's really important to us. We only really sell through partners, and we think that gives the best outcome for you, the customer, in that you've got James, who knows your business very well, making sure that whatever is recommended is a good fit. And then, of course, we work together to support you. So that's the reason we choose that model, and it's been working very well. Some of these projects can be complex. You know, we've got lots of data in our systems. It's not always clear to everyone what the data means or what it does. But obviously, when it goes wrong, everyone knows it's gone wrong. So it's very important that we have that good working relationship, and we can definitely ensure we ask the right questions and then provide the right support. So what we'll do today is just give you an overview, particularly of the SalesRep app for mobile field sales and van sales, but I'll touch on some other areas. So I guess make sure my slides move on. Here we go. Great. So as you can see, what we're about really is helping business sell smarter, and by that we mean that the day-to-day operations should continue as normal, and what most businesses need then is our digital tools, or to go through a program of some digital transformation in the business, to really help them grow, help them simplify the business processes, make sure the right information gets to the sales team or to the customer at the right time. And through that better connected workforce and better connected supply chain, we can help you hopefully grow your business and reduce cost in your business. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do. So we have a number of products you can see on screen. They're on the right-hand side. There are a number of web and e-commerce products. We'll touch on those briefly. There is the field sales app. You can see the tablet application. And then there's also even a customer branded app. So it could be your business on the App Store, your customers with your app in their hands ordering. But we'll focus on field sales for today, and happy to touch on any of the others at any point.
Okay.
And I guess one of the reasons it's important is we recently had a group of companies who took on our sales rep app and for field sales, but also a little bit for account management. And what they found is new employees were looking for these tools. So I thought that was quite interesting. I hadn't seen that so strongly before, but what they're saying is that new employees, senior sales manager in this case, wouldn't join the company because they were still using an outdated way of ordering. So this person was saying, look, I like the company. I think we could do great things together, but you got to get your systems in place. I'm used to working with digital systems that help me get my job done. So as you can see here, this is the first guy who bought an iPhone back in 2007, and this is the Ed Sheeran concert in Wembley 2015. So 8 years later, everyone's holding up an iPhone. So these are our employees, they're our customers, they're our staff members, our field sales reps. And we are not saying that we want to change you to be a 100% digital business, but we are saying it's clear that digital is transforming how we do business, and this is part of the solution. So really what we're trying to do is help you sell more. So in the context of field sales, that's obviously making sure reps can get through as many visits as they can, making sure the sales orders can get placed in real time back into SAP, making sure we can reduce the costs and mistakes and errors. And to do that, this real-time connectivity between any app that maybe your team are using and your business is really, really important. And to that end, Aphix are also an SAP partner. Of course, we're a partner of these value-added solutions. We don't sell Business One or support Business One directly, but we do sell these certified add-ons for Business One. And that's really important because it means as you upgrade your SAP system, 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, and 10, I'd imagine next year at some point, you can, I guess, be assured that as Aphix or SAP partner, all of our solutions are going to work with all of those versions. So that's a part of our certification and our partner program with SAP is that these products must continue to work with future versions of SAP. So that's important to us, and I'm sure important to you. Here are some of the team. Yes?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, shout if there's a question, no problem, Mike. So this is some of the team. There are about 22 of us in the team at the moment across the UK and Ireland. Most of the product development and support is done from Ireland. So in terms of people being available to go to site for workshop, provide training in-house for you, lift the telephone, be in the same time zone, speak the same language, obviously that's all the case. We actually have about 250 deployments worldwide now, mainly UK and Ireland, as you can see, but we also have Sydney, New Zealand, Ohio, Florida, continental Europe, mainly by referral. But as you can see, mainly UK and Ireland, so that's our focus. So a little bit to touch on the wider picture. So as I say, we'll come to field sales in just a moment, but you can see that we are this cloud platform, and it really is a cloud platform. So it's one piece of software in the cloud, a bit like Salesforce.com, but it's connected into your SAP Business One. And it's doing the real-time transfer of data. So as a rep is on the road, as a sales rep's on the road, and they're looking for a price, and if there's a quantity break set up in Business One, that will be reflected as they get to that quantity in the app. If that customer they're dealing with is on a price list, the prices for that customer will be reflected in the app. You're not entering this data into two places. So we have one platform that adds a whole load of extra capability in terms of digital in your business, but at its basis, it connects the Business One to make sure that we're not duplicating any information where we can avoid it. So we can offer then a number of web solutions, and I'll very, very briefly touch on those in a moment. So that could be what's called a customer portal sometimes, where customers log in and can download invoices, statements, and place orders. Or it can be a full e-commerce experience, be that B2B or B2C. And as I mentioned, we have a number of app solutions, field sales, van sales, and our customer-focused apps. So the first two are focused on your sales team, obviously, mobile sales team, and the customer-branded app is one for your customers where they get your brand in the Apple App Store or in the Google Play Store. They download your app, and they can actually use that app to order directly with you. So a combination of offerings there, and the best thing is you can take one now, 6 months later you could decide e-commerce is really important. Well, that's great. You don't have to do the integration with SAP again because we're already doing it. You don't have to worry about the images and all the product information that you needed for your field sales people, because that's already been done on the platform. And you definitely never have to worry about hosting or security or infrastructure. This is really a SaaS product from that point of view. We take care of all of the upgrades, all of the maintenance, all of the security. Okay. This is just a customer who has used all of these pieces. So if we start on the right-hand side, you can see they're using the field sales app. So they've got a field sales team across UK, continental Europe, into the Middle East in this case. And each of the field sales staff are using the app, and they're looking up the order history with the customer. They're adding notes, they're placing orders, they're checking prices, they're checking stock. So that's all done via the app. As you can see, they've also launched their customer branded app and a number of e-commerce websites. So as they took on one solution, they realized it was really easy to add on others. And now 70% of their total business comes through the Aphix platform. So this SaaS platform I'm talking about is taking 70% of all their sales orders across all those channels. Of course, that started at zero once upon a time 4 years ago, and it's been growing steadily as they've added e-commerce, as they added field sales, as they added other websites. Deployment is very easy though as well. Obviously, we work with Achiba, and then we will. There is a license needed for Business One for anyone to connect in. So there's one license needed for that. And once that license has been installed and is in place, the Aphix platform can connect to Business One. We support SQL, HANA, and even the Cloud Center or multi-tenant environment. So be you cloud hosted or on-premise, be you SQL or HANA, we can support all of those configurations and all at the same price. So that allows you a lot of, flexibility in the future. If you want to move to HANA, for example, there's pretty much a zero upgrade for that. Okay. And how we do it, I showed you the photograph of some of the team. So the team will come and visit you. We want to understand the business. We want to make sure this fits. So we will have a one-day workshop that's face-to-face. And that very much allows us to educate all the stakeholders in your business. One or two people, perhaps from the sales team, from the sales order office, yourself, whoever might need to be involved in that process, to make sure that we make the right decisions. We need to get to know the data and what's important and the workflow, and we do that and write it all down and get to a point where there's a common understanding after that one-day workshop. We, of course, then will build the system. So in that case, we're making sure we're running tests. You might have a sandbox or a test company. We would run tests against that, and what we're hoping to do is hand you back a fully functioning field sales app that is connected to your Business One that already has had some tests and test orders placed on it. And that gives you confidence to then start your own testing, in which case we would come back to you, to your office, provide training to your sales staff just to ensure that they're using the app properly, that they're comfortable, they've asked the questions. So again, one day in-house there, and then you're up and running. And as a SaaS company, we're offering support, telephone, email, making sure that we're looking after any of the requests that come in the future. Okay. So just a very brief, I'll just flick through these and we'll move to the app. So in terms of, this is a quick preview of the app. In terms of what tablets you can use, we have a couple of recommended lists, but pretty much any Apple or Android tablet or a mix. So again, I'll show you with online, offline mode. We have obviously Android and Apple support. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in the business. Here is the customer mobile app we call Pocket Shop. So in this case, this is your brand on the App Store. Again, Apple or Android, but very much for your B2B customers, allows them to order from the palm of their hand from an app with your logo on it. They can go and place those orders, view that stock, and even manage their account. So fairly powerful stuff. And in this case, we're showing just some retail examples, but there's also B2B examples of our e-commerce solution. And so what can happen here often is companies might start with one and then realize, hey, I've got the same inventory, I've got the same product catalog that I want, or all or most of, on these different devices. So I might want everything for my field sales team. I might want half of my inventory available for e-commerce. I might want the same or a different half available to customers to order on the Pocket Shop mobile app. Again, you're managing that from one place with one company supporting you, and a very easy deployment for those second and third options. So I'll give you just a flavor of some of those, and we're happy to answer any questions on that before I move into the app demo.
Okay. I think I'm fine.
And okay, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I've got my iPad here in front of me. Again, this could be an Android device, no problem. Hopefully you can see my iPad now on screen, yes?
Yes, with some waves.
Yep.
Excellent. Yes, good stuff. So it's very easy to use. So you can see the AP and Aphix little icon down on what's called the springboard on the app. So if I click on that, you can see it just pops up. And if you've used these apps, you can just double click here, and I'm going to swipe up and close the app. And the reason I'm going to do that is, as I come back in this time, you're just going to see it sync. So you're going to, as you see the app open up, you're going to see a little wheel turning, and it'll sync new information. So it'll be quite quick, I'd imagine. So there we go, all those products synced. So what it's doing there is, if there were any updates to this catalog or any changes to the price lists, those updates are coming and they're sitting here on the app. So at the moment, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. You can see the little Wi-Fi symbol up the top. So if I search for a product in the catalog, so for example, that could be, I'm going to search for boots, for example. Okay, you can see all those boots coming up on the search. I clear that, and I'm going to use the categories next time. So I'm going to say, okay, well, I want to look at clothing, yeah, and then I want to look at, say, jeans, okay. So I can use this in that way, no problem, as you might expect. I can also search for product codes very quickly, and the search is very fast. So if I search for codes starting with L2, you can see I found this product that's L2_4P. So they're your inventory codes or item codes. So very easy to search. But even if I'm offline, so I'm going to go into what's called airplane mode now. So when we click on airplane mode, you can now see the app has detected immediately I have no connectivity. But that's okay. I'm going to search, do the same searches just so they see this. I'm going to search for boots. There we go, there's the boots. So I can come through the categories. I'm going to go through clothing and into jeans and find the same product. I can click on that product, see the detail. So even though I'm offline, this information is synchronized, and that allows me to move into the middle of a building sometimes when I might lose coverage, and it's really important to sales reps. Or it might allow me to be in somewhere in the countryside and still not have to worry about building an order. So if I want to add this product to an order, I would click the Create Order button. I get a list of my customers. These are my business partners in Business One. I'm going to pick Turner Safety, and that item is added. So as you can see, I can add these items quite quickly, even though I'm offline. I can go back to the catalog. We go to the start. I can add some more products. So even though I'm completely offline, I'm able to build this product here, yeah. So, and then when I come back into coverage, so I might wander back to my car or something may happen, you can see here that I'm back online. It makes no difference. I can still come through these different sections of the catalog. This time I might go somewhere else, so agri parts, for example, and you can see these different parts. So, offline, online is really important to most of our customers. Now I'm just going to delete this order, actually. I'm going to build a new one because I've got some prices lined up. So let's start with customers. So if I look at this business partner here, Turner Safety, I can go into this business partner and I can see some summary details from this account of Business One. So here is the same account in Business One. I'm just going to bring this up on screen. You can see it's ACC2. It's Turner Safety. Hopefully you can see the details I'm showing you here. You can see their account balance and orders. You can see their telephone numbers and their addresses, including the default billing address and a couple of ship to addresses. So as I go back here to the customer, now you can see my iPad again. You can see the same details that the rep has. So I'm getting a good overview of this account right now. I can see the credit limit, what's on balance, what's on order. I can look at the contact details. As you can see, I can see all the phone numbers. I can see in the business partner account the default email address, the billing address, the alternative deliver to addresses. So all of this information isn't entered into the Aphix system. It is synchronized with Business One. So that makes life fairly easy for the rep on the road and makes it very easy for the office to keep these systems in sync. We can also look at the order history for this customer. So here's an order I placed earlier. So this is order number 701. And again, if I go back to Business One here, I'm just going to have a look at my sales orders. I think it was one of the last ones I put in. There's 701. So there's the, you can see 79.99, 31, and a total of 110. So we can kind of see that is the order here. And if I go back to the app, you can see 110 is the total net amount. So they're the same orders, and it's not just orders that come through the app, it's every order on that business partner account. So as a rep, I'm seeing exactly, even if this customer has put in place an order yesterday by telephone, I see that in the order history. If at any time I want to make sure I've got the very latest information, you can see a download latest button here on the screen. I'm going to click that. It's going live now to get the latest info. So perhaps a telephone order came in while I was in the car. If it did, this will be listed here on the screen. Okay, so that's order history. Yep.
When you go to the catalogue again, presumably you add prices there. You can get stock levels as well.
You can indeed. So yeah. So let me just. So if I open up a new order, I need to pick a customer because I need to get their price list price. So now I have an order open. I go back to the catalogue. And you can see here on this list view, you see little labels like S21, A11. I can look at them in different ways of different views. So if I click this info button, it explains what they are. So what's in stock, what's available, and the next expected delivery. So, and some of these labels are configurable. So you can see them here on this view. And if I click into that product, you can also see they're in the bar just above the picture there, so we can see expect stock 51 are due on November 12th, and then we see here that this is the product code or item code TW4, and we see in stock 21, available 11.
Right. Okay.
That makes sense?
Promising that. Yep.
Great. And then we also have things like a purchase history here. So now I can see what price this customer paid based on their real order history against their business partner account in Business One. I can now see previously they paid these different prices for the same item. Yeah. Right, okay. So quite handy for the rep to be able to see what's going on with this account. Yeah. And actually, while we're on this product, you can see there are options for this product. So again, above that grey bar, kind of towards the top right, you can see a button that says see options. And if I look on those options, you can see this product comes in variations, so it's size and color. And you can see here that, for example, we've got blue and white and small, medium and large. So I can actually start to place an order with multiple product variations from one screen on the app. So very handy if you've got anything in different sizes, different colors, different materials, even different quantities and pack sizes. So this is very handy for that type of thing. And this is the list view. I can also change this view, and I can see this as a matrix. So you can see the same information, but in this case, we've got the size across the top and the color down the left. And of course, if there were many sizes, I might want the size down the left and the color across the top. So I can do that. And I click into the element I want. So in this case, it's a blue medium. I'm going to add 2 blue medium. I might want a dozen. Just put the number in there. In white large, and you can see here I'm keeping a track of it, a total of 2 blue and 16 white across the different sizes. Or if I look on the left-hand side and look across the lines, I see I've got 2 small in total, but maybe with multiple colors. I've got 4 medium, 12 large. And by clicking on the quantity label, I'll switch to price, and now I've got the same information, but based on the price for this product rather than the quantity ordered. So this customer is ordering £455.40p in white, for example.
That's a selling
So
price,
that's a
not
nice
buying.
touch if you've got options. Yeah, go ahead, Mike, sorry.
That's a selling price, not a buying price.
Selling, yes. Absolutely. If I view this order, you can see all of these options can be expanded out. And you can see here there are different discounts because these are individual item codes, obviously, to keep the stock correct. So as this sales order is placed back into Business One, each one of the options is correctly itemized on the sales order. And you can see here, some of them have discounts, some pretty random data in my data set, but you can see that if there are discounts on any particular item, that is obviously highlighted and shown here. Okay. So again, that's been driven by Business One. So I'm just going to get rid of this one just because there is some random data there, and I'm going to show you one I can demonstrate quantity breaks on. So as I said, we can view this catalog in different ways. You can see a list view, a small picture view, a grid view. So if I want to look, for example, to a product I have, and as a rep, I probably know my codes fairly well. So in this case, I know it's that's not right. Sorry, I thought I knew my codes very well. Oh, I've got a filter on me. A filter on this one. Sorry about that. I did know my codes. MC. Okay, great. 04. Brilliant. So in this case, it's a phone. So I'm going to add one item and view this item in the order here. So we can see the price, and you might have just noticed it went to 61, and that was based on obviously the price list for this customer. So I'm on a certain price list. But this product also has a quantity break on it. So if I go to Business One and I'm looking down here at, maybe I have it up here, at my inventory, and I'm looking at price lists and period and volume discounts, and I know this customer is on price list 1. This is MT04. You can see we've got a quantity break set up here for 5 and for 10. Okay, so just to kind of go through that here then. So if we look at ordering instead of 1, we look at ordering 10. What we're going to see is that it's going to check that total, and it's going to change. You see the price has been reduced based on the quantity to 51.85. So that's always going to be the way, and that once I'm online, I'm able to reach into Business One, I'm able to pull down that price, and it will automatically update, and I can tell this customer that's a quantity break, and you've got that's your price off your price list. And I'm going to just do one other that has a discount on it. So I can search for products in different ways. This is a quick order screen we have that a lot of the reps like to use. So you can see here, I'm going to search for Yankee, showing me the matches. So I know I have a Yankee candle here, and I'm going to add those items in. And if I, actually that doesn't have the right price. Let me try another one, sorry. Back to the catalog. Here we go, this one here I think does. So if I add that item into the catalog, you can see, there we go. That product I've just added has automatically updated. It's showing me the discount off the price list for that product. Okay. So what we'll do is place this order just to go through the system. On the right-hand side of the screen, you can see all the default details that are coming from Business One. My billing address, my default delivery address, they're all listed there. So I'm just going to use the orange button at the top right. They guide me to place the order. So first I can confirm everything here. I can see the default address. I could change that address if I wished, or I can continue to place the order. At this point, this system is configured to take signatures, so I might ask the customer to sign for that order. They've signed and they've added the name, and in which case now I can place that order off live into Business One. So what I'm going to do is come back and have a look at the customer, and then we're going to switch to Business One and we'll have a look at it. So again, if we go in here, we've got all the contacts for the customer, we've got their details, as I said, statements, and also the order history. As I do that, it takes a couple of seconds just for this to come through, and then eventually you'll see that order come through here. So normally it's about 30 seconds just for that to come through our platform and it's Business One. So while we're waiting for that, I'll just show you for one or two others, and we'll come back and show you that landed in both Business One and here. So if we look at favorites, for example, this is something that customers can do or reps can do. So obviously you can see here that this is the list of favorite products for this business partner, for Turner Safety, ACC2. So I can start an order from just the items that the rep has said, look, next time I talk to Turner Safety, I would like to speak about these items. And I can click the create order button and start an order from there. But interestingly, we also have a feature that actually interrogates Business One and builds an automatic list. And we call that list recent or popular products. So while favorites are manually selected by the rep to say, here are the list I want to talk to the customer about, recent products are obviously around the ones that are actually being purchased and the line items that are most popular for this customer. And you can see here the items I'm testing that I would add most frequently to a sales order. So now if we look, hopefully now we've got, we'll just go in here. It opens up. Great, sorry about that. And we'll go in and we'll see order history and we should be good. So it's going to check now to make sure we have the latest one, and I'm going to go in here while we're doing that and just make sure that you can see that this order, a scary moment, make sure it did land. Okay, so there we go. So there's 702, the latest order placed today onto Turner Safety. We had 10 with a quantity break. We had 1 of the item that had the discount built in. And again, if I go back here to my app, we can see 702. We view the order and we can see the details. 1 of the top item, 10 of the other. And we're noting here that neither of these items is a brand new product. Neither have been shipped yet. So that'll give you an idea of the ordering flow, hopefully. So 2 final things I might like to show to you, and then we'll open it up for questions. So one is we have the ability to have activity against a customer. So activity are kind of small CRM notes. So I can add a note. So for example, it could be to it could be a call visit. So you made a visit today, so that might be a meeting type, and then we might add. Again, it's fairly free format. You can add whatever information you want, and if you wish, you can also send a copy of this note to someone. So it might be asking me now who would I like to send it to, and send it right now. And it keeps a copy of those notes. So any rep visiting this customer has visibility across all of this history of notes. So it is a mini CRM system to allow you to capture that information. And then the final piece I might show. Yep, go ahead.
Or does it go on to Business One as well?
It can be integrated to Business One. By default, it's not. But we can integrate to those activities. Not everyone uses the CRM piece in Business One yet.
Okay.
Okay. And then in messages, you have the ability for your office, the first message here is congratulations, to send out updates to the field sales team. So in this case, it's some company news, it might be new product introduction, it might be some technical information, it might be some sales figures, but it's a broadcast from the office out to all the reps on the road. Okay. So hopefully that gives you a good feel for the product and what you can do for it, and happy to take any questions.
Problem we've got is we've not got many people on the road. At any one time it can be 0, 1, maximum 2. So there's certainly not a massive demand for it, but what we're talking costing wise.
Well, I can look at the costs with you, Mike. I think, Graham, do you want to just explain to Mike the slight differences with the van sales? element of it as well, because that might be something that Mike is interested in, given the nature of what they do.
Oops. I was on mute, I think. I'll have to do that again. Sorry, you can hear me now, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So this is the overview of the process. So I'm just explaining that I'll flick between the app and this just to hopefully point out how the workflow works. So you've got a rep in the van, and that van has stock. So essentially that's a mobile warehouse as far as we're concerned. So you can see on this bottom left-hand part, a rep, if they log into the app, would then have the availability of, say, a van location. It also means they can still order from a product they mightn't be stocking in the van. They can still order that back from the warehouse, but I might, by default, work from van 1. That's my van. These are my stock numbers, and I'm building an order from the stock I have in my van. So that's how the rep would start. They would obviously then build the order in exactly the same way I showed you. So we add it in. We can see the stock in the van. We're building up a sales order, and in which case then the customer can sign for it as I've shown you, and then you can go. The rep could go back to the van, load up the stock, and then we have the ability to print these dockets actually to a Bluetooth printer. So what I'm going to do is just build up a very quick order here to show you how that might work. So I'll just add one item in. And you can see here on the bottom right-hand side that, for example, I've got a couple of options. I can print an order confirmation, a POD. So we have different templates you can use, and I can kind of print that. And if I do, and I have a printer in my van, it will print this. In this case, you might be able to see that template. If I make it bigger, here we go. You can see it's set up to either take the signature on the app, or you can have the template set up so that I bring the goods to goods in. I've this printed in duplicate. I get a signature on this piece of paper here, which is basically my proof of delivery docket. And one copy is left there, and the other copy is with me. So now we've delivered the goods, it's the goods in, and in this case, then the order is submitted into Business One. And if you wish to make that an invoice, or if you wish to make that another document in Business One, we can customize the system to do so. So that's the basic van sale. So the big difference is printing by Bluetooth printer for delivery dockets if you need it, the collecting a signature I've shown you, and of course the ability to have visibility of stock in the van.
Yeah, I mean, we give the a picking list to the call store, and they give it to a van driver. A van driver's not a rep, he's literally a van driver, he just takes drops. And he has an invoice and a proof of delivery with him. We certainly don't want to be putting printers in vans and all the rest of it. So I don't see that working for us. I'm more interested in our 1 to 2 reps being able, instead of having to ring in constantly for stock levels and all the rest of it, to be able to use this app and put orders on themselves while they're on the road. And that's a bit more interesting than the kind of van sales side of it for me.
Have I got this wrong, Mike? Didn't some of your van guys occasionally they'd have obviously, with it being a perishable type product, they'd obviously have stock sometimes in the van that wasn't necessarily taken by customers that were on the delivery route, and therefore they would potentially sell that as well from the van.
No, I was imperishable. It's frozen.
Sorry. Yeah, but I thought.
Shelf life.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought during pre-sales that it had been mentioned that there was the opportunity for them to sell any additional stock they had that wasn't necessarily on the original order.
No, it's very, very rare. The only chance that would be is if, I mean, someone will have like 20 drops and 150 cases, and they might get the odd one or refuse delivery because of no money or something.
Right. I thought that was more commonplace.
That would come back. It's very, very rare that he'd sell it on to another customer.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah, and Mike,
just talking about the sales reps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mike, yes, you're right. I mean, we actually don't do van deliveries as yet, which is the other part of your business, but it's very much for sales reps for sales ordering. That's definitely the sweet spot here. Yeah.
Your pocket shop thing, presumably, if a customer orders, they can pay at the same time.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I didn't plan on doing that, but let me see if I can just get this up. I've got one on my phone. My phone might buzz or something now, but I'll try and do the impromptu, see if we can do that. Okay.
Would prices be static or would they be live?
No, they're live as long as there's a connection as well. So they're loaded statically initially. So here there are some. You can see this is my phone. I'm just switching around. You can see the different apps on my phone. And this is a collection of customers who are using the Pocket Shop app. So I'm going to use the Smart Trader one, which is our demo environment up in the top right. So your brand, as you can see, will be here on the App Store for your customers to install. They log in, actually with the same login they would use if they were using our e-commerce solution as well. So it's very compatible with that. So if I click on the Smart Trader, or let me see, one of these, wasn't quite ready for this now. This one going to load. Yeah, here we go. This one is data. So if I click on this one, you can see here these products are coming in. And in fact, as I add one, I need to know the products to set this up for you. But if I add one here, it might start as static. But when I come in here, I'm logged in, I'm online. It's actually recalculating the price all the time in the same way that the field sales solution does, SalesRep App does. So if I have a discount, a quantity break or whatever on that product, I have a special price on the price list. That's what's shown here. The only exception is, again, if I'm in airplane mode, I can continue to build an order, but to place it, I would have to obviously go back into coverage like any app. And at that point, it would recalculate all the prices, so I'll always get the correct price here. So if you change your prices reasonably frequently in Business One, those prices will be reflected here on the app. And again, I can yeah, great. So it'll be very easy to maintain because they will sync in real time for your customers. So again, I'm not sure what, there's some boots again, the same kind of search, but obviously a much better mobile customer type experience. I can scan, so I have a scanner here. So if, for example, you had boxes or tubs or bags or whatever with barcodes on it, the customer could scan that product and they would add that into the item. So all they would have to do, they basically would end up here, and all they have to do then is add in the quantity. Yeah. So the scanning is quite good. And very soon we've got notifications coming. So next year we're going to have notifications to the customer. So you could be sending special offers, for example. The phone would buzz, and those special offers might be this set of products here that are right at the front as your customer logs in. And they still have the ability to obviously go and look at their order history. I can view that product, and I have a reorder button, and it will ask me, do you want to add those items into the order you're already building? And I will say yes, and I will add them in. You'll see the little spinning dot. It's just recalculated all the prices there to make sure they're accurate. And now I have the complete order. I can check out. I can put in default information, and I can even pick up in store. So if I don't know if this is a mode of ordering for your customers, but if there is a place they go to collect, they could place the order at night and collect it in the morning.
Yeah, we don't encourage customers to come and pick up. We do it occasionally, but we don't encourage it.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You don't have to give them the option. It's just there if you need it, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Right. That's good.
Okay, good. Well, listen, thank you for your time. Any questions afterwards to James are obviously very welcome as well. And hopefully we talk